Hey everybody, Nhat Pham here for Marketing Monday. Tips you can use immediately. Got a great show for you today. We are going to continue our month-long marketing matrix. And we've been talking about the marketing matrix. Again, understanding the marketing matrix, we started off with marketing, what that is. Then we got into branding and awareness, and this week we're going to get into customer acquisition. Okay, so let's get into it here with customer acquisition. Hopefully everybody out there had a good Easter. Forgive me if I feel a little off because God, I ate so much yesterday. I don't know if y'all did the same. So let me go back to customer acquisition though. I want to know, question of the day is, how do you acquire customers? What do you think is the secret recipe to acquiring customers? Go ahead and put it down in the comments below. Again, we're live on Facebook and on YouTube. And this will be the last month we're going to go live because some of the feedback was when we repost these or even live, a lot of times you're mobile or whatever the case may be, and you really like that transcription. We had one video where we had a lot of reaction to it, a lot of views from it, just for the sheer fact it was transcribed. Now, we had a lot of cool factor to it as well, but just realize which is going to be our last live Marketing Mondays for at least for the time being. For this month and moving forward, we're going to have some really cool stuff, so you want to stay tuned for that, okay?
What do you mean by transcription?
Oh, transcription, I mean the caption. Thanks, Josh, for filling in. So you've seen a lot of those videos that you have feed and you see the words on going underneath. We're going to do it that way coming up in May, okay, so that y'all can read stuff along the way. If you're mobile or you're in sleep before you wake up or go to bed, that kind of thing. So thanks for the clarification there, Josh. Now let's get into customer acquisition, because at the end of the day, everybody wants this piece of it. They want to skip the branding awareness piece. So hopefully you go back to branding and awareness, all right, from last week, and really think through that, because it's an important piece to help you get through customer acquisition faster. All right, so let's get into customer acquisition. We talked about the middle piece here, which is the branding awareness, customer acquisition, which we're doing now, and then the loyalty and advocacy. Loyalty and advocacy can shorten your customer acquisition time. Again, loyalty and advocacy shorten your customer acquisition time, which we'll talk about next week. But for now, let's go straight into customer acquisition, okay? Where it starts, when it changes over from branding and awareness to acquisition, is once they have the awareness of your brand, or they actually might not have your awareness of your brand until they have need and desire. Okay, need and desire, and you may have to introduce the awareness to you. Meaning, they may have seen your logo somewhere, or they saw you at a trade show, whatever the case may be. Until they have a need or desire, they aren't considering you. Okay, why buy something if they have no need or desire, right? So keep that in mind. Sometimes we are pitching to the wrong audience, and we got to make sure they have a need, or we've created some type of desire there. And then the awareness that you are there to fit that. And remember, awareness is just not recognition of your logo, your name. It's understanding of what it is that you do. Okay? So that education piece we talked about last week. Here's where the consideration funnel changes over to conversions, a purchase, okay, or a click-through, or whatever that action step is. But let's say in this terms, everybody wants the paying conversion, okay, to get it through the paying conversion. And it takes, again, 7 to 13 touches from awareness to purchase or conversion. And these are the 4 things that you must answer for anybody to buy. And I mentioned this before. I got this from Patrick Morin, and he says this very succinctly with these 4 questions. And if you look at an infomercial, the infomercial has the perfect formula. You may have to do it in a drip campaign or what we call a funnel, and we'll talk about that in a second. But you have to answer these questions. Will it do what it says it's going to do? Will your product or service going to do what it says it's going to do? Second is, am I justifying in the price you're asking for? Third, do I need it now? The urgency, right? And who else says so other than you? So will it do what it's going to say it's going to do? If it's a stick of gum, sure. You don't think about it as much. But is it if it's marketing service like we're doing, or if it's a big lawnmower or whatever that thing or service that you have is, they want to know that what they're buying is going to work. And the more pricey the product or service is, the more you're going to have to educate people on it, okay? And the longer the consideration takes. Not always, but oftentimes, like a car. You know, recently purchased a car. It took me 6 months before, you know, obviously finances, everything came into effect. But, you know, I want to make sure this car is the one for me. It's going to do what I want it to do. And, you know, thinking about, you know, again, the larger purchases, am I justifying in the price you're asking for it? Okay? So is there value, in other words? And do I need it now? So if you want that acquisition faster, you got to speed up that need or desire. And that's why you see oftentimes in a infomercial, they try to give you that sense of urgency. For the next 100 people, if you order now, you're going to get this, or you get one payment knocked off. So if you think infomercials, as far as just the customer acquisition piece, they have the perfect model for that. Because oftentimes you've never even heard of the brand before. You never thought that you needed this cool conventional oven or this Ninja bullet or whatever that thing is. You never knew you needed or wanted that before, right? And then who else says so other than you? You're paid to say these things. So that's why you notice so many testimonials within an infomercial. I used to look like this, now I look like that. All right? I used to take me 50 million pans to create this dinner. Now it only takes me one. And that's the key part, is that social proof, right? Who else says so other than you? That's what we call social proof in our world. So that's part of the consideration funnel. And if you are online, you may need multiple emails, multiple education pieces to be able to do that. Maybe sometimes it's in the form of video. Sometimes it's in the form of email content. And that requires a funnel. That's something, you know, we've created for people, and some of you've seen before. You click on something, you fill out information, they send you the initial email with a video or a white paper, and then they send you another email so they can keep you, or keep their product or service top of mind in your head. All right? And so you need to understand the sequence of that funnel. We'll talk more about a funnel in future episodes, but you really understand the funnel and the different touches. And then staying on message. If you notice an infomercial, they stay on message. They repeat that message, that same message, for about 5 or 6 times during the infomercial, right? They'll talk to you about it, and then they'll give you a call to action, order now. Then they'll go back to the product, some more testimonials, go back to the product, more testimonials, and gives you that call to action. Again, then they have that frequency. They keep on telling you over and over and over and over. That's really, that repetition is where you get that acquisition. Okay? So, let me just recap, actually. Let me go back up a couple here. Again, the acquisition piece. Once they get the branding and awareness, you need, they have to have that need or desire and an awareness of your product or service to that need or desire. And it may happen really quickly, like an infomercial, right? And then in that consideration funnel, in order for them to purchase, again, ask yourself, do what it says it's going to do? Am I justifying paying the price you're asking me for that product or service? Do I need it now? Is there any urgency to buying it? And who else says so other than you? Testimonials, social proof. All right? And then, again, making sure you understand your funnel, how that person's going to convert over, staying on message, and keep repeating that message. With that leads up to the last episode, which is loyalty and advocacy. Oftentimes, you know, we go out and really spin our wheels trying to get these customers that we really have to educate and really have to endorse, where we have the opportunity to already pitch to people that we are already in our database, are already customers, or get them to acquire customers for us, nurture them so that they can go out and be our sales force as well, or at least our mouthpiece. Okay, that's next week. One other thing I'd like to share with you as well, if you find these videos of value to you, please share this out with an email, copy the link, put it on LinkedIn, press the link right down here, share it on Facebook, as well as Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Just copy the link on Twitter. That makes it real easy, okay? Also, we got some podcasts coming. We had Lisa Schaffner last week, or the last episode. I had Patrick Morins coming out this week. You don't want to miss that. He's going to be talking about selling your business, how to get your business ready and maximizing the value of it. It's going to really be powerful for you, especially if you're in a 3 to 5 year exit. You want to start thinking about it now, okay? In some future episodes next week, we're going to have the guys from 2 of the 5 stakeholders from Hometown Realty and how they got their success. That'll be really cool too. And I'm interviewing a bunch of other cool people coming up that you're not going to want to miss. All right? With that, again, please connect with me on LinkedIn, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Mention me. I promise I'll follow you back. Give me any feedback below, again, in the comments. Love to hear from you. Love to hear how you feel about not going live anymore and having captions or transcriptions on the bottom. And love to get your feedback there. And any other topics you'd like to hear, okay? So until then, be successful and stay social. See ya.